Welcome to the Healthy Brain Podcast. Thank you for joining me today. Today's topic is be the lighthouse, not the rowboat. So, first off, thank you so much for listening in. Make sure that you are subscribed to this podcast and like it if you're on YouTube, like it, share it. Also, share it with somebody who you feel may benefit from either the information, the inspiration that I'm providing. And if you're new to following me, I'll just give a little background. I've been working in over 25 years in cognitive rehab, where I help people to rehabilitate their brain function and communication function. And around 10 years ago, I became a coach, and a coach specifically, well, for health and life coaching. And you can find out more. I'll leave a link to my website. You can find out a little bit more. You can work with me as a coaching client. I have a legacy life coaching program, and it's a group coaching program, and it's a monthly subscription. So you can find that information out. And there'll be something coming up in April because we start another 90-day cycle in April, May, and June. We're just finishing it up. And this morning, actually, I got the topic from this for this podcast from group coaching teaching that I did this morning because I had a different topic, but it was more of diving in a bit more about brain health, which I have covered in the past and I still will continue to cover. But this one really resonated of being the lighthouse, and I added in not the rowboat. In coaching, we often use a an analogy of don't jump in the water with your client. Stay in the boat to guide them, so you're not jumping into their problems, which the water is the problems. That's what it symbolizes. But what I've done is shifted it to the lighthouse, and the rowboat is the person is in, so it's you in the rowboat. And you know how when you're in turbulent water, or even if you've ever tried to row, and if you row one way, you just keep going in circles and circles and circles because it just keeps going to the left or to the right. Versus when you have a lighthouse, you know you're aiming towards that direction, and it's a guidepost. It's for you to know where you're headed. So that's the a little bit of the background. Now for the actual info. Let's dive into what I mean more specifically about a lighthouse. So imagine that someone in your life, or a friend, or even a colleague, maybe a family friend or a colleague, comes to you, shares a situation and problem in their life. Now, are you one of these two types of people? Are you the type of person who immediately jumps into the problem that someone shares with you? You try and solve it for them. You get really knee deep in it. You're in the rowboat with them. Or do you completely ignore the situation? Maybe you don't even get in the rowboat with them. Like you just ignore it and you just step away, you freeze. So there's problems with both of these approaches. In the first approach, when we get in the rowboat with a person, we may row around in circles, we commiserate with them, we try to fix the problem, you try and fix the person, like they're not doing it correctly, you're trying to fix them, you're trying to like pushing your agenda on someone. In the second way, you're ignoring a relationship. You lose connection with the person, you lose connection with your life, and we almost numb out. So think of numbing out when people just sort of take a back seat. And this happens a lot. you can either be the person who jumps in the rowboat or you're just like, blah, not doing anything because you're like, I give up. I'm just not going to do anything. But in coaching, we work to help you have a different approach. And this is to be a lighthouse, to be the beacon of staying grounded and rooted when the other person is going through a challenge. As a lighthouse, you shine and you're at the highest version of yourself for you, not just for other people around you. As a lighthouse, you guide other people. You provide hope and inspiration and love to them. And it is a process, right? Because this is a huge shift for me. As a mom of four kids and a business owner, I've always been working part-time slash full-time, um, and definitely more full-time, even when my kids were in elementary school and a teenager. I was teenagers. I was constantly hit with a crisis, one after another. They were always coming to me with one kid. My husband and I would say one kid's up, one kid's down, meaning things are going great for one kid, but there's always another kid where it's not working out well. And I just used to get so emotionally involved in the situation. Now it is harder when they are younger because definitely you have to be there for them. And this what I'm saying as a lighthouse, it's a little harder when the kids are little. However, you can still take a lot of these tips to help you if you are a young mother, a young father working through this. But it was only after I had the coaching tools. I didn't really have them when I was a young mother, but more when my kids were teenagers. And boy, the kids get older, they get bigger, bigger problems, definitely. And I am still working on being the lighthouse. It's a practice, but it's definitely become more natural. At first, it will feel uncomfortable because your brain has been so used to responding and reacting a certain way, either jumping in the rowboat and fixing everything, and you get if you're someone who has difficulty in stress management, you could just be jumping right in there, taking all of their emotion in, making it your own. You're ignoring your own emotion and you're just sort of not like you're rowing in a circle. You're just not getting anywhere. And also it starts to affect your health. And that is something we really want to manage because when we're dealing with brain health and longevity, stress management and your ability to emotionally regulate and to be emotionally mature is crucial. And this is where I've had some significant growth. Still working on it because, of course, I'm human, but with the tools of coaching, being able to emotionally regulate, but also take those situations where it's just like being thrown at me, this situation, that situation. And I am a person who I can't ignore something. I want to help. I am compassionate. You could be the same way. Many women are that way. We want to help people. We want to help them because we love them, but part of it also is I want to feel better about the situation, so I want to fix it. And that's also the key is I realized I don't need to fix it in order for me to be okay with the situation. And it required me then to look at, okay, how am I feeling about this? And how can I change? And first off, not just change, but process how I'm feeling and not ignore it. So I do want to give you an acronym that I've modified a little bit, but it's taken from a mindfulness acronym, STOP, and it helps us to shift from the default mode of just reacting to and the fix it mode to more of the mode of, okay, this is how I want to show up instead as a lighthouse. This is how I want to show up. So I'll go through each of the letters. S stands for stop. So first off, when you notice how you may be reacting or you're noticing something happening within a situation, you stop. T is you take a breath, and that can be very regulating, especially the intentional sigh or the psychological sigh. It's, or not psychological, physiological. I guess it could be psychological, physiological, meaning physically. So you take an inhale. I've shared this before. Inhale, and then another sip, quick inhale, and then a long exhale through pursed lips. But even if you don't do that, like when you're in the midst of it, you can't think of what is that breath? Think of inhale, long exhale. Do that a few times. So take a breath. O, observe and options. So observe. So observe first what's going on. You've taken a breath, you've stopped, you've taken a breath, observe what's happening. What's happening in your body? Do you feel tight in your throat, tight in your chest, in your shoulders? Maybe the mind is swirling, monkey mind. What is the emotion you're observing? What's the emotion you're feeling? How is my body reacting? And the second O, so I have two O's, but we're calling it one, observe and options. What are my options now in how I want to respond to the situation? And you have every right to respond whichever way. Are you going to jump in the rowboat with them? Are you going to ignore it? Or are you going to be the lighthouse? And how is it that you are the lighthouse? Well, in this way, it's the option is what is the emotion? Like, how do you want to show up? How do you want to feel? In many cases, it's showing up in love, showing up in gratitude, showing up in connection, forgiveness. So start there. If the option is, I want to be the lighthouse of love, I want to be the lighthouse of forgiveness, I want to be the lighthouse of connection, of patience. Oh, patience. I want to be the lighthouse of peace, of hope. See, lighthouse. We all want to I would want to go to that kind of lighthouse. I don't want to stay in my rowboat going in circles, going in yes, I know that the sea, the water is going to be waves. I'm going to go up and down, up and down. But I know that's my lighthouse. That's where I'm going to. And I know that I can reach it because I see someone there. I see someone who is shining forth the love, the hope, the peace, the compassion, the forgiveness, the patience. And I'm going towards that. And I can withstand what I'm going through because I know it's there. I'm moving towards that. So you can become that lighthouse. And that's really powerful when you just start thinking, like, just sit with one of those emotions that I shared: the love, the peace, the forgiveness, the compassion, the connection, the hope, the inspiration, the joy. We need that. We need more people who are that lighthouse in this world. Your people need you, not to be in the rowboat with them. They need you to be the lighthouse. Not number, letter P, proceed with how you're going to respond. Proceed. Now, maybe when you're in this for the first few times and you're like, oh, yeah, what did Heather say? Oh, boy, I'm going to react. But then evaluate. Think about it afterwards and say, you know what? The next time I know I'm meeting this person and I know they're going to hit my buttons. Or I know that in the past I've reacted this one way, but I want to choose to react differently because it's so powerful for you, first off, for you. Yes. And I know I'm saying lighthouse, it's to benefit other people, but it's to help you, your health, your heart health, and your brain health. When you can shift to be more of that powerful emotion, positive emotion, because if you stay in the negative, and we will have the negative emotions that will come up, and it's important to process them. Not saying at all that you should not, that a lot of the coaching is just becoming aware of how you're feeling and not ignoring yourself. You're becoming more aware of, like, oh, this is really how I feel, and it's okay if I feel this way. And I'm going to process through the emotion, but how do I want to show up? And you stay grounded, you stay present, you really show yourself that love first, and then it shines out to other people. So I hope this helped you. Think of that, put it on a little sticky note, the stop, put it on your computer and write it out. Because again, you want to expose yourself to this over and over and over, because it takes a while to change. And sometimes we can do it as you're getting better at it, or more adept to doing this coaching, using this coaching tool. You can do it within a few moments, but initially it takes a little bit of time. So you'll have your journal. You'll journal it out. This is how I'm feeling. This is how I'm observing. These are my options. And let me know. Let me know how it goes. Of course, if you have any questions, or if you have a topic you're interested in me covering, you can email me. My email is in the show notes. And thank you again so much for joining me. Have a great week, everyone. God bless.